The next order of business is the police commission liaison. Looking for a motion.
I would like to make a motion that Phil be our police commission liaison.
I'd say that.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I suggested that I should not be the liaison to the police commission, since I'm going to remain a member of the police commission for the time being. However, Christine, first selectman, convinced me to do it, at least in the short term. There's a lot of committees to cover, and there's a lot of very important boards and commissions to cover, so as a convenience to the Board of Selectmen, I will fill that role for the time being, just so that's clear. Thank you.
Frankly, I think that would be a big conflict of interest. I think having you there as a commission member and liaison, we would be getting one side of the discussion. I don't think you would be there to represent the commission. That would be your first order of business, I'm sure. And your second would be to represent the Board of Selectmen. And the Board of Selectmen has a specific task when we attend for police commission meetings, and that is to represent the town's interests when they are apprised of what the police commission is doing. The first and foremost, the liaison has to remember that you're there representing the town, and secondarily, you might provide some input to the police commission as to town procedure and stuff. I don't think it's a job that one individual could do. It's not an easy job. You know that. I know that. It's not an easy job. But the police commission, the police department is a huge, in the terms of the school system, cost center in the town budget, and somebody has to go in with a clinical eye. You can't have an affiliation one way or the other. I don't think it would. I absolutely do not agree that it would work to have Phil as the liaison.
I agree with some of the points that Carol made. However, I would disagree with one point, or at least an implication. We are all here to serve the best needs of the town at large, and that's what I would tend to do. And as I said, I first declined this role, but as a convenience and a temporary measure, in deference to the first selectman, I said I would do it. That's all. Whatever the board decides is fine with me, just so that's clear.
Well, I'll say something. I don't personally see it as a conflict myself, because all Phil's going to be doing is reporting what develops at the meeting. So I don't think that there really would be a conflict of him coming to us and being the liaison person as well.
I have to argue that point, because when I was the liaison to the police commission, there were actions and activities that the police department was taking part in or planning that were contrary to town issues, not issues, but agendas. So if you're there representing both parts, I mean, the selectman at those meetings serves a specific role. You're not just there listening. At times, there are points when you need to apprise the police commission of standard procedure and the procedures that they need to go to implement some of their desires, and you have to represent that. You can't just be there going, okay, I'll take that back to the Board of Selectmen. You have to let them know what how the rules work from time to time.
And I would imagine that most of the meetings are on film. Not all, but most.
No, not yet. Maybe someday.
I believe two have been on film. And I can tell you when they were.
Officially.
No, but we could always go back and review it.
motion on the table.
Second. You had a second as well.
Yes, I did,
so-
yeah.
So I call for the vote.
I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
All right.
Abstain.
Motion passes.
Item that I'm concerned about is the police pension, police salary, police contract has been in the works for a year and a half. The current contract expired in July of 2016. And there have been ongoing negotiations, and there's been a wealth of information that's gone on at those meetings that is now essentially lost because of various committee members who no longer hold those seats. I would like to recommend that at least one and maybe two of the people that were previously involved in that be allowed to continue to be on that committee and continue the work. That is a first selectman decision, but it's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's so far along, there's been so much discussed, so much negotiation, that I would heartily recommend that you keep the experienced people in the flow and working forward with that. Oh, one other thing. I know there are a few of you that hold elected seats on other commissions, and I would like you to think very long and hard about retaining those positions. I know as a selectman, this job is unique. This job has oversight of everything, everything. It's very hard to be on a commission that comes to the Board of Selectmen with a budget and with desires and to maintain your objectivity. This is the most important job you have, period. This is it. You are the governing force of the town. Honestly, I think that the fact that you hold a seat, another elected seat, is contrary to what you're doing now, because it negates both sides of your equation. You can't vote there, and you can't vote here. So what's the point? I mean, I really think that one or all should think very, very carefully about what your ultimate goal is, because you can't serve two masters. You just can't. And if you want to do the job well, and I know you all do, I know this is a committed group. If you want to do the job well, this is your primary job. You represent everyone, not a select group, you represent the entire town. That is something I have never forgotten. I'm a Republican, I'm happy to be a Republican, but anybody who has an issue, I welcome their questions, their input, because I represent everybody. And I couldn't do that if I was a voting member of another committee. It would just cut myself off at the knees. So please think about that long and hard. Plus your time is going to be sucked up with this, with the Board of Selectmen as well. Selectmen, police pension, blah, 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 blah. That's it. And I am so happy to welcome all of you to the Board of Selectmen. I think this is a terrific group, and I'm very, very pleased to be seated here with you, and congratulations to one and all, and let's get going.
As far as holding two seats, elected seats simultaneously, I agree mostly with what Carol said. But I think that has to be addressed in the next charter revision. The charter doesn't prohibit it. It probably should have. Having recently read, I know you disagree with me for some
I'm
reason.
saving my comments for after your.
Well, I haven't seen it in there. I haven't read it lately, I must admit. And I agree, but I recently read the ethics ordinance, and there's nothing in there. It's mostly about financial benefit of holding an office. And so if we want to change those things, that's fine. I would agree with you. On the police union contract, contract negotiation, as to Carol's suggestion, I would simply suggest, and I think it's probably already happened. First of all, there's 2 members who will continue on in that role. One is our labor attorney from Shipman and Goodwin, and the other is the chief of police, who sits in as our expert consultant on these matters. And the first selectman, I would suggest you meet with the former first selectman and the former police commissioner who was on that, and be thoroughly briefed by them as to the issues. And I think that would be sufficient and proper. I don't think you can have somebody who's not an active member of either the board of selectmen or the police commission, sitting in on those meetings. And that's it. Thank you.
I would just like to remind you, as the chairperson of the Charter Reform Coalition, the spirit of the charter was, the recommendation in the charter revision was that no person should hold 2 elected positions. So in your role as a key proponent of that charter revision, I would like you to think about that, because you either support those revisions or you don't, and that was a key element, to not be allowed to hold 2 elected positions.
I would support that provision, no problem.
Well, in act or in deed? In deed, act or in
Well,
in spirit? Well, that would mean resigning from one or
What do
the
you-
other.
What are you implying?
I'm
this,
saying
We're
that
not
he
going to have
should do
banter back
both.
and forth. Thank you.
I'm saying that he should do both.
Thank you. Any other comments regarding selectmen reports?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second,
You should say.
Oh, sorry. Tim?
second.